Semiconductors have brought market back up, at least Nasdaq 100 in a super green candle today. Does it turns around from here on, at least the Nasdaq 100 back in the bullish structure? We'll talk about all of that in this video. We'll take a look at our semiconductors because semiconductors, let's take a look at AMD, green on the day. We do have red on the day on many stocks, but look at Sandisk, green on the day, excuse me. And I was watching this overnight session last night around last evening, and I was like, wow, everything, semiconductors at least are really going strong back up. And I did an overnight session special video for my members that's on my channel, if you are a member, and also it's on Patreon. So if you are a member, you were already prepared for today ahead of the price action, what to expect in the market today. And we were looking really good, guys. So let's take a look at in this video our tech stocks, and we'll start off with S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. But before going further, as always, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. S&P 500, and guys, please hit the like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. That allows me to keep bringing you videos of such type. Okay, S&P 500. S&P 500 is composition of 500 stocks, so not just big tech stocks or semiconductors. And that's where, yes, S&P 500 is negative, unlike Nasdaq 100 that is green for the day, because Nasdaq 100 has many semiconductors as well. So S&P 500, and this is what I pointed out to my members in the overnight session on S&P 500, that sure, we do have in the post market and some overnight session strong strength, but as we are not getting above 748, that significant level, guys, right over there, right, we will remain in the negative structure. And you can see, where did we reject? Right over there, guys, right over there. All right, my tools marks all these things automatically. For if you need access to my tools, details you'll find in the description of this video. S&P 500 still remains in the negative structure though. Okay, S&P 500 still remains in the negative structure. We haven't regained the strength on S&P 500. That will be start above 748. Let's take a look at now Nasdaq 100. Now Nasdaq 100 is also looking good. Well, it's looking good, and definitely it's in the strengthful structure. Let's get to the hourly interval right away first though. Okay, so here we are continuing up over that structure. I gave this my members this area yesterday, last night, 730 zone. I mentioned that as if we can stay above it today, we can regain above it. That's a multi-day strength come back, and you can see thereafter, once we regained it, it's already pushing up. Nasdaq 100, unlike S&P 500, is already in the strength, guys. Yellow zone still is valid, and this is the zone. Above this, multi-day structure will remain in an uptrend. Also 5 minutes interval, some pullback happens start of the day because it was trying to fill some pre-market orders, but overall structure continued to push up. A little bit of a cool off happening, but excuse me, at the moment, but it doesn't make it bearish. Okay, it still keeps it in the bullish structure for Nasdaq 100. We'll see how it closes, but at least to the start of the day, as I told my members last evening, above that zone it will be strengthful, and we are seeing that strengthful push. All right, let's take a look at semiconductors. So Nvidia also a bit turning around with other semiconductors, but it overall still remains in the negative structure. Overall, we'll have to get above 211. Now, I'm not gonna say in every stock. I told my members last evening about it, because I told about all of it to my members. So I'm not gonna repeat with every stock the same thing. Okay, so we are little bit gaining the multi-day strength again above 208, but we are not fully out of the woods yet on Nvidia. Nvidia is a little bit still in the sideways action at this point. I would suggest let it get above 211 area if you want to really push it to the upside again. Otherwise, here, if you're a long-term investor, that's a different story. But if you're trying to optimize even in the long term your positioning, you have still some time to wait, but it's Nvidia is at a point where at least it's getting some multi-day, at least a comeback a bit, at least where the price action is right now. Okay, so let's take a look at now AMD. So AMD also quite a turnaround, even though you are seeing a bit of a red candle, but it's a turnaround. Okay, we closed 512 and this thing went up to 536. Let's get to the hourly interval. So the zone that we were watching for a possible, at least for a day comeback, was this significant level at 527. We regained it, and then you can see a retest also held over there. But yes, we are seeing a given sell-off. Now I think this is a shorter week. We don't have a market open tomorrow. As for what I know, I'm pretty sure I should have checked actually before doing this video, but guys, I think so. But if it's open, just make sure you look at the market. You know, it's not that you just then don't show up if you are doing your trading. So anyways, I'm pretty sure I was looking at options chain and it only shows up until 18th. It doesn't show 19th. That's what I have known from the early week. And so yeah, you get my point, right? Okay, so a little bit giving up the gains, but it still remains in the bullish structure for us. And overall, as I have said previously to you guys, until 480, overall structure will be fine. Now it's already regaining that multi-day strength area. Yes, we are extended, but the structure is holding. So it's still in the position management though. ARM, great, pushing up new all-time highs. This was already strong yesterday. And it's just continuing its gain, so it still remains in the bullish structure. Your trailing area is at 427 right now. I'm not seeing any possibility on ARM to collapse. There is nothing that tells me that, but you have to manage your risk with those areas of the levels that I just gave you. Broadcom, so Broadcom here, until here it was all negative for us. Now yesterday I did mention to my members as well that we are finding a ground here, and I also did a YouTube video for in the morning, and I did bring this up as just for especially Broadcom, that we are trying to find a ground here. So if you have had a short, this is your time to start sizing down and get out. Once we gain above 404, it's a turn around. Now if we stay above 404, Broadcom has become a gain to the upside, but we have to stay above 404. That means below that you will have to still manage your risk. Micron just bullish, continuing up. Again, this has been overall bullish until 975 recently after regaining that, and as you can see, it's already going up. Nothing surprises here. We were already prepared as per my overnight session video, and yeah, it's just continuing up, guys. Your new trailing area becomes 1089. Above that, everything will just continue to remain bullish. Okay, so that's that. Let's take a look at now Sandisk also looking really strong, really bullish, continuing up. It would have been fine even until 1830 areas, but I have been telling you, right? Now I don't like to say that I have been telling you over and over again, because it comes across as I'm taking too much of my bragging rights, right? But that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Okay, like it or not. Okay, so it's just bullish, guys, continuing up. You know, you can have your trailing area at this point 2079, but yeah, it's just, you know, overall being bullish, just continuing up. It's just great. Like if you right now, it's mostly just semiconductors that are doing it all right. They are, I just showed you, like S&P 500 is red and it's still not in the strengthful structure, but Nasdaq 100, this divergence between S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100, you don't get to see that often. It once in a rare lifetime well, not once opportunity, but you get my point, right? It's rare to see these discrepancies between S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. TSM, so TSM remains bullish in our structure, continuing up, all good. At this point, you can definitely update your trailing area at this zone of 438. Above that continues to be just everything is bullish. Intel, what did I tell you yesterday? Even through those red candles, what did I tell you? It's just a pullback. It's not bearish. Yes, you may say, oh, it's 3 red candles, it's bearish now. No, it's not bearish. I have been telling you this. You have to understand the price action. I told you, no, it's still in the bullish structure here. Yellow zone 116 above. We will remain in this bullish structure since this candle. I have been telling you that. And you can see today it went up to the highs, made even a new high today, right? A little bit giving up the gains. That's okay. When you see a massive gap up of such type, that's okay. It's gonna give up some gains throughout the day. And plus this is a long weekend, so traders would like to book some profits, right? Yeah, guys, look at it, beauty. And I already told my members this thing, and even I have been telling you guys, and you can see pretty much the whole support again came at that yellow zone that I have been telling you. Your bias should remain bullish above yellow zone. Even these are just the pullbacks, and look at it, we are shooting up. Seagate. Seagate, all good. Yes, a red candle today. It's not bearish, still very bullish. This thing is so extended, it may do some pullback, but the pullback even until 968 will just be a pullback, nothing more than that. It's still very bullish. Many of the stocks, guys, I talk with my members as well. If you're interested, you can check out the details in the description of this video for my tools as well. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care, guys. Bye.